Welcome back to Real Talk with Marcus. I'm your host Alex. In today's video we wrap up the stock market. What can we expect for next week and what to look out for? All of that coming back. Stay tuned. The U.S. stock market closed the week with modest gains but remained below session highs, highlighting investors' anxiety over interest rates and upcoming inflation readings. The S&P 500 closed slightly higher on Friday, but all three major averages registered weekly declines. Investors have been particularly worried about rising oil prices and eagerly await the release of the Consumer Price Index for August on September 13. They hope to gain insight into the Federal Reserve's potential moves regarding interest rates. While there is a high probability of the Fed maintaining rates at current levels after its meeting on September 20, the market is pricing in a divided chance of a pause at the November meeting. The decline in U.S. two-year Treasury yields on Friday appeared to put pressure on stocks, despite lower yields on benchmark U.S. 10-year notes. David Lefkowitz from UBS Global Wealth Management noted that rising rates have increasingly concerned investors since early August. The recent rise in interest rates has changed the overall market sentiment, sparking concerns about potential risks to economic growth. The market questions whether higher rates, coupled with reduced consumer savings, will lead to a slowdown. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose by 0.22%, the S&P 500 gained 0.14%, and the Nasdaq Composite added 0.09% on Friday. However, for the shortened week, the S&P 500 fell by 1.3%, and the Nasdaq declined by 1.9%, snapping 2 weeks of gains. The Dow fell by 0.8%. Apple managed a small gain of 0.3% on Friday, although it closed $2 below its session high after losing steam in a rally. The tech giant had experienced sharp declines in the previous two sessions following news of Beijing's ban on central government employees using iPhones at work, which also impacted the broader technology sector. Energy stocks posted the largest gains among the S&P 500's 11 industry sectors, with a 0.97% increase, as oil prices rose. The defensive utilities sector also saw gains of 0.96%, while real estate declined by 0.63%. Investors are not only concerned about interest rates but also inflation. Economic data for the week, including stronger than expected services activity and a decrease in weekly jobless claims, fueled fears of inflation. The price of oil also contributed to the likelihood of higher than expected inflation. Mixed comments from Federal Reserve officials have added to the uncertainty. New York Fed President John Williams left his options open, while Dallas Fed President Lori Logan suggested the possibility of keeping rates steady at the next meeting but also indicated the potential need for further tightening. In terms of individual stocks, Kroger closed up 3% after beating estimates for quarterly adjusted profit. Gilead Sciences rose 2.8% after being upgraded by BofA Securities. On the other hand, GameStop finished down 6% following reports of an investigation by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission into the company's chairman. Advancing issues slightly outnumbered declining ones on the NYSE, while decliners had a slight edge on Nasdaq. A total of 13 new 52-week highs were recorded on the S&P 500, along with 17 new lows. The Nasdaq Composite had 36 new highs and 229 new lows. Throughout the week, 8.89 billion shares were traded on U.S. exchanges, slightly below the 20-session moving average of 9.96 billion. That is all for this week's stock market update. Thank you for watching and don't forget, more gains, more gains, more gains. Giving it your maximum effort.